Y'all, word from inside MDC Brooklyn is straight disturbing. Diddy's finally speaking up about the hell he's facing behind bars, and it's worse than anyone thought. We're talking rats running across his floor at night, guards allegedly taunting him, and food so suspect he stopped eating altogether. Sources close to him are confirming details that make you wonder if the system's trying to break him before trial. Now here's the crazy part. Diddy's not even in regular lockup. He's stuck in the special housing unit, the SHU, supposedly for his protection. Former MDC Brooklyn warden Cameron Lindsay told TMZ that putting him in general population could be a death sentence. Harming someone as famous as Diddy would be a badge of honor for certain inmates. But SHU isn't luxury isolation. We're talking a cell smaller than 10 by 10, no windows, and a concrete slab for a bed. No TV, no books, no real privileges, just 23 hours a day staring at four walls. And that one free hour, it's still in a cage. Before we get into what he says guards are doing to him, you need to know the environment here has been called one of the most violent and neglected in the federal system. Even Casanova's lawyer once described MDC as chaos with bars, fights, assaults, and guards who play by their own rules. According to reports citing prison insider Krause, Diddy's been forced to sleep on a cold concrete floor, and when the lights go out, he's literally dodging rats crawling through the cell. This ain't exaggeration. Past inmate lawsuits against MDC detail rodent infestations so bad prisoners woke up with bites. And yet other high-profile inmates at MDC reportedly got mattresses, reading materials, even radios. Diddy? Nothing but the floor and the sound of vermin in the walls. So here's where it gets crazy. Foul sources claim Diddy had stopped eating entirely after guards allegedly hinted his meals had been contaminated. And we're not talking spit in the soup rumors. They allegedly taunted him that his food might be laced with human feces. Now, if Diddy thinks his own food is a weapon, that raises the question, is this intimidation or something deeper tied to his case? His legal team has already tried to get him transferred, but requests were denied. The official reason? Safety. Unofficially, insiders say MDC staff don't want the headache of moving such a high-profile prisoner. But some prison reform advocates are speculating there's more at play, that isolating Diddy could make him more compliant when it comes to plea negotiations. So what does a day look like for him? Wake up at 6 a.m., make the bed, clean the cell, mop the floor, all under fluorescent lights that never fully turn off. 3 showers a week, meals pre-portioned to total 1,800 calories a day, sitting in warming boxes long before delivery. He can technically buy snacks or coffee from commissary, but that requires trust in the system delivering it, which right now he clearly doesn't have. If his legal team can prove mistreatment and link it to deliberate targeting, it could become a civil rights case on top of his criminal one. But that would also mean going to war with the Bureau of Prisons while still in their custody, which you can imagine how risky that is. So the real question now, will Diddy push back? Or will he play along until trial just to make it out alive? Y'all, Tory Lanez just crashed out big time. The California Court of Appeals just shut him down, rejecting his petitions to bring in new evidence for the Megan Thee Stallion shooting case. And this ain't just some small L. This move basically locks Tory into serving his full 10-year sentence. No shortcuts, no sneaky loopholes. But trust me, it gets crazier. So here's the deal. A 3-judge panel looked at Tory's filings and basically said, nah. His lawyers had filed habeas petitions asking for new evidence to be considered, but the judges denied both, saying Tory's team failed to provide any solid documents backing up their claims. In plain English, Tory tried to argue that DNA testing in his case wasn't done right, that Megan's ex-best friend, Kelsey Harris, was pressured and that his driver had a new story that could have cleared him, but the court said none of that was admissible and some of it was just straight up too late to matter. That's legal speak for you showed up empty-handed, bro. Now, Tory's legal team really thought they had something. His new counsel tried to bring in a statement from his old driver, Jaquan Smith, who drove Tory, Megan, and Kelsey from Kylie Jenner's party the night of the shooting. Smith now claims he saw Tory trying to grab the gun away from Kelsey when it went off. But here's the catch. The trial record shows Tory's old lawyer already knew about this dude and deliberately chose not to call him, worried it would mess with holiday scheduling. The appellate court literally calls Smith's new statement inadmissible. Then Tory's lawyers tried to bring in a new affidavit from a security guard who claimed Kelsey admitted she shot the gun. Problem, that affidavit was signed nearly a year ago and only got dropped right before oral arguments. The judges weren't having it, saying Tory's team failed to justify the delay. Basically, too little, too late. Now, here's where it gets shady. At trial, experts said Tory's DNA wasn't found on the gun magazine, but he couldn't be excluded from the DNA on the actual gun. Tory's defense swore that DNA tests were sloppy and biased, but when he tried to push that in his habeas petition, the court shut him down again. They said Tory didn't provide any legit proof that the prosecution's DNA expert broke protocol. Even Tory's own expert testified the results were inconclusive, and the judges said plain, even if mistakes were made, the evidence against Tory was overwhelming, so the errors wouldn't have changed the verdict. And y'all, this ain't just about paperwork. Tory's prison time been rough. He's currently at the California men's colony in San Luis Obispo after getting stabbed 14 times by another inmate in May 2024 at Tehachapi prison. His team even posted on IG that both his lungs collapsed after the attack. But let's be real, this denial pretty much ends his chance at walking early. Oral arguments on his main appeal are still coming, but those are routine. Lawyers say appeals courts usually already have a decision written before arguments even happen. Translation: Tory's fate is basically sealed. While Tory's fighting from behind bars, Megan's moving forward. She's not only still performing, but also in court too, this time suing blogger Milagro Cooper for defamation, claiming Tory and her worked together to smear her name. Tory was even deposed from prison in that lawsuit, but reports say he acted a fool, pretending not to understand words, stalling, and even clowning Megan's lawyers. That behavior made the judge order that his next deposition be supervised inside prison. That's wild, man's out here fighting a civil suit while locked up for a shooting conviction. And honestly, Tory's crash out might just harden the courts against similar rap cases. They don't want to look like they're bending to celebrity pressure, especially after the public backlash when Megan spoke out. What y'all think? Is Tory a victim of a crooked system, or did he just finally crash out for real? Drop your thoughts in the comments.